No, they killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacles set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never a home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe the slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show. We could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we bustin'. Is found. The time for your judgment is now.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I back gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
Yeah. Cold shit.
I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room is pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to Elliot. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One wet, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wop, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I I see niggas and they feelings all feel. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gospel. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse the imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate make it to the featherweight. Niggas say they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a rope. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in they feelings, I don't feel them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one with these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Never. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus B, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings all feel them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with it. Be at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one west, go to war with everybody.
All right. All right, Salon Nick Brother, the Ice Cake, all at one West, I took 50 Hall, New York, on the commanding Junior Hunter. Night Friday nights, last market dive. Talk about pushing also 50 to Boston one. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get started with first body, get started living, to pull yourself a little closer. If we're hand right like man, I gotta try to work with y'all. Yeah, I gotta try to work with me. So we're gonna see what we can do. All right. So the serious the name of this place is Assyrian Characters, right? That's Syrian. If you go around Syria, right? So of course, same rules for Mike's left. Because Assyria is important to know that Assyria only because we understand our language, right? But nowadays people try so hard to like hide our language from us. So when we read Hebrew, like when we're watching the news, like world news, or like tabloids and tablets, and I don't say tabloids, but like for example, I say like blogs, news blogs, and world news, things like that. Content. You know what I'm saying? We have to actually understand what we're looking at. And what we're looking at is stuff like this. This is what you see. We won't see our language. So they took our, you say counted our pattern, whatever you want to call it, but it could comments. And that right there is what chooses everything I read as a whole. Right? So here's this. Comments. Comments. Like when they put like little dots and all that around it. And it was like they had like all these, they had E's and O's and U's and all that stuff. But it's still like, it, okay, put it like this. The language is ours, the characters are not. That's how Assyrian is. Just simplify it, right? See, like, you know, how usually we have, like, okay, I'm put, this is ours right here at the bottom. And this is the Assyrian on top. But this is a I, that's a I, ba, ga, da, and a ha. So the all that's soon is basically a bastardized version of our language, but it makes global. So, and like when we want to know what's going on, you know, very ain't tell us. So where do you go with it? You talk about to the world, then you start seeing different characters and languages. You don't really see it there. But who's in everybody's best? Or who's in everybody's drama? The Israelis. This is their language that they start from us. So if you want to get that inside the super what's going on, we can look at their stuff, even though it's bastardized, we embrace the codex and we still able to transliterate what that means saying, even using our own language. All we gotta do is know their character. Okay, so we are said, I ain't gonna lie, they characters are weird. I'm gonna let you know that right now. Man. I ain't get this in a minute. That's a knot. That's how weird they. That's how weird their language is. This would be. That's a weird way of being at a time, but right. Man, like the whole thing is just weird. I ain't gonna lie, it's just weird. And then this little character, that's a character, the smallest good. But this would be yeah. It's weird, right? Yeah. So it's weird, but you gotta make sure that whenever you write it like that, it's gotta be that small. When you read them, that is just like this is a rock. I'm gonna put it right next to it because that's a rock, that's a yaw. That's how weird the series is. It's the exact same character. One of them just smaller and they just change the sound of it. But like they just start running out of ideas. Like it's weird. And this right here, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they had to start this from off. So that's the thing. Saying like I don't know what they had. Saying like, think what's living in the backbone character, you live in the backbone captivity at some point in time. So these characters are just not these characters ain't something that's new. They ain't brand new, it's something that's been around. But then why not there? Before they still heathens as well. But the heathens stole our language, put their characters in, but then the Israelis stole everything from them and then try to make their own, try to say this is Hebrew. So now we got that's why we got all this crazy written roll on coming to this something simple as lane. Right? And like this will be a cop. That's weird. But it's about to see. That's about to see. This would be a lie. And this right here will be a lie. This will trip you out. It don't even look like it'll make that sound. But then, like I said first, this is a lie. Are you kidding me? Oh man, when you see the side, it's gonna trip you out. Check this out. You get what I'm saying? This is crazy, but we have to know this because you will see the bastardized version of your language before you see your actual language hit the meaning. The only reason they don't get it up there because they actually just don't understand it. They just follow the way we talk, the sound, the certain sound of what this would be. Then they just went ahead and made their own, try to make it easier for them to understand what you're saying. And all you know, birthing a whole another, a breed of characters for our language. And then they start adding comets into it, so where they're able to form a new language from it, but it's still our language. It is careful bastardized and they use for the wrong reason. And then there's people that speak Yiddish. You know what I'm saying? They out here. Yeah. And we talking about that, people like, oh, what you just said? You just said a whole bunch of nothing. What you did. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why it's important that we stay in class. This is an I. That's an I. You get what I'm saying? It's weird like that. And then that pie is actually a hang on there. Come on. You see what I be talking about? Yeah. God, so weird. And then that positive is okay. It's weird. I hate writing these things. Okay. Don't do it. Okay, I got you. It's quite fast. It's weird. The whole thing is weird. I ain't gonna lie, I hate this union language. Like, there's a quad. But in that real Hebrew, this is the topic. They really just disconnected the two. And they're like, this is what it's gonna be. This is gonna be our fault. Like it's weird. Very unfortunate. Always. Then now let's talk about the wow. That's big version of yeah. Yeah. It's wild. It just get worse next time. But I gotta get on the ground for this and check this out. You see? It is plain crazy. This right here would be the whole thing is just horrible. So what makes it worse is that's not the end of it. There are 5 special characters. The the reason why they call it special characters is because the character changed at the end of a word. Yeah. So out here, sir, could you write the pronunciations? What about it? Yeah, I'm just not. Oh yeah, come on, right. That's what. You know, you asking the right question. Cause I see this, I'm like, what they say again? Yeah, I understand. And trust me, I ain't gonna act like I don't get where you come from. I was just like that. I was there, and then watch. Some point in time, you end up having to teach somebody this same crazy stuff. Yeah, yeah. And you know what's so crazy? Say they claim that they love God more than anybody, but y'all took Christ language and turned it into this kind of good people. Think about that. They can't be fast. Y'all can't. God, but y'all took language from his people and then did all this to it. And then and then take away our language and tell us we can't speak it. But if you want to start learning Hebrew, like if the ISUPK wasn't here, if we want to start learning Hebrew, we would have to learn this with covenants. Just the people try to speak Hebrew. And guess what? That would have been fake people. Like you ain't never just seen one of them just talk. You ain't never see how they speak coming out their mouth. We would have to learn how to just spit on each other, basically. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how crazy these people are. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So, and that's why it's important for everybody to learn the language of the Most High. Learn scripture. That's one thing because you got to apply them to your real life. But learning the language is also another thing because you also got to apply it to your real life. What is going on right now? It just ain't hit American soil now. The news outlet, they got the real news of what's going on. Not no CNN, no Fox, not none of that. Not no News Channel 4, Nashville. They're not gonna tell you nothing. What's gonna tell you something is a news channel that had these weird characters sitting up there. And it's our duty, it's our personal duty that we have to ourselves, our due diligence for us to know what's going on, so to be able to let people within our the community be able to know what's going on. We have to put these same characters together, translate it. Oh, this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's crazy. But that's something we have to do. It is up to you, which ain't any most high classes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know what I'm saying, who I am, I'm just way learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing it. Here's up to everybody would know the original Hebrew. We wouldn't have learned it, but we have to learn this because they give us the upper edge. You know what I'm saying? It's always, and it don't only just help us be able to stay updated on what's going on and stuff like that. It also is a teaching tool because we able to people like the people who don't believe in the Hebrew language believe that what we're saying is true. Well, we could take the personal language, break it down the exact same way, and still prove to you why everything we're saying is facts. They would have to take us to break down the personal language with our sounds, the original sounds, for them to be able to realize, okay, that's fake Hebrew what they speak. It's always a way to teach. It's always a different way to edify somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important to know these weird characters. You know what I'm saying? Emphasis on here. So I did. Nah, you better not. You flawed. You know what I'm saying? You are to far. I'm like, I agree. You know what I'm saying? That's real weird. Now, once you get her nose down, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna erase everything that doesn't have special character. That way you can see how even weirder it gets, because it just gets worse. To me, it gets worse. It don't get no better. Because I hate it. But I had to teach because I love my people. You know what I'm saying? We love people, we do stuff they don't like. You know what I'm saying? And we would not want to even teach nobody that. You know what I'm saying? We got brothers that don't want to teach our Esquire because they English to communicate with them for the language there. We got it's Spanish, but they're not they're students to teach us Spanish and be able to break the language barrier. So you can only imagine how bad it is when it comes to speaking. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be that bad. But the only reason it's that bad because we got our brothers and sisters that practice Judaism. Judaism is basically practicing the same thing our oppressors practice, but you're black. You get what I'm saying? That's the only difference. So that's why you would run into somebody You same brother and sister is sad when you see it. They'll tell you everything, tell you a lie. But then they go like, this is the real Hebrew. They're gonna say everything that don't make sense. They sound like gibberish. They're gonna spit on you. You gotta try to keep your composure. After they just spit on you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just to tell her, let them get finished, just to break down that this ain't nothing but Babylonian characters, and all they did to try to make it an actual language and that's all they did. They just put dots everywhere. Put dots in like little around the characters to force it to make a sound it doesn't even make. You know what I'm saying? And all because of this, we got people spitting in our face and teach them every time we get a chance that this ain't nothing more than yes. This is yet is being spoken and with a gibber with a faint tongue or evil tongue, but I don't like to say evil tongue. It's being spoken with evil tongue because the language only these characters that y'all right now to try to prove, oh yeah, I know how to write something. That's Babylonian characters. And the sound just came from the original Hebrews. That's it. That's how simple it is to break down what Hebrews is. It's our language, but it was mixed in and bundled up and bashed up by two different oppressors who took our language and it just turned into Yiddish. That's all it is. It's like two special ed people made something they weren't supposed to make. So like that's all it really is. You know, that's the only way I can look at it. Can't look at it no other way. I mean, like, you got different teachers, some of them teach like more of a food conflict way. But when it comes like, but then you got other teachers like some of you don't see it like you're gonna experience, you're gonna learn, but you're gonna see why I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it starts with me. It starts with me. So we're gonna move all of these characters that don't have a special character. Look, you know, on the bright side, you can at least say this. You know English, right? You learn the basic Hebrew and you learn the Assyrian. So basically right now you can say you already one leg up, you got three languages under your belt. In a sense. You can say that. You know what I'm saying? So that's actually still a flex, even though this language right here shouldn't exist. But at least you know. You know what I'm saying? So that would be exactly. So it should be 5 special characters once I narrow it down. These are the only ones that have special characters, right? So it wants to remember that. As a matter of fact, I got a better method that you're better. What I'm do is I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna write these up here, then I'm gonna write this, and then I'm gonna put a special character up on them. That should be easier. So first person character would be God. You got my man. The mom made me so mad because it's like I cannot make that make sense. But I had to learn how. When I first learned that I was the last teacher for Nashville now, I was like, I gotta teach that language on it. They're like, Tom. I'm like, ah. Because I hated when I learned, when I found out like this is a language that ain't supposed to live, I'm like, why is it even here? That's just my level of understanding. Because and you guys gonna realize a lot of those are realists. Mm-hmm. If something don't make sense, we're gonna express it every time it don't make sense every time we get because it don't make sense. Right? Come on. So yeah. Maybe that child. All right. Now I'm gonna erase these and I'm gonna put a slash, 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 slash and slash. Now these special characters are only applied at the end of a word. No other time, just only at the end of the word. All right. So for this one, it just gets worse. I tell you, it gets worse. I can't make this up. I can't. That that is the top. I kid you not. And then for the mop, yep, and then I'm doing number get worse. For the knot, is this, but with a slant at the top. Wow, that's weird, right? And then the pop, oh man, that's it. It's this, but without the tail. Then this one. Yeah. So, crash course, for example, I'm gonna write my name in the series, right? So that'll be a Kai. My name is Kabashan, so it'll be Kai, Ba, Sha, Y, and Na. So Sha, Y, and this would be Kabashan, this Kai, and Ba. It already looks weird on it. Let me fix that Kai. Even though it's a that's why I still the perfectionist. I can't help it. Here's it and figure out that's the gosh. And there's a wow. And then look, we got now right here. Look, so right here is now. That's at the end of the sentence. Though that's how it would look. That's the special character. That's the special character to me. It's only applied to the end. But since my name has a knot in it, it's perfectly done to use Bosch. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. So I'm a little caught. So I guess the now at the very end, is that actually that long in perspective? Yeah, it is longer. You will have to write it longer then. Can you see that? Yeah. That's why they made it longer. To tell the difference. They want you to understand something that shouldn't even exist. That's it. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only other way to explain it. Right. It's weird. It's way weird. Promise you, it's way weird. Like, for example, let's say Las Dash. That's what Festus is, right? It's a Hebrew. That's the name of our father one, right? So let's use Las Dash for example. We'll put a lie. We'll put a shot. A wasp. At the end of now. Start and realistically review about as far as out here and still jot it down. Fire. That's the lots of loss. And then for Dodge, I stole the topic for they qual. You see how they don't have a special character, so it would be a shot. This single, different script. You know what I'm saying? But this is last month of that. You see how that looks strictly? It looked like it looked like the worst kid I class. Like I picked them up out of class. They're like, hey, you want to come to my class today and write on my board? And they're like, yeah. And they just wrote on the board. And I ain't telling them that's what it looks like. That's literally it. And that's what happens when you let a person from Babylonian captivity take our language and then add their characters to it to try to understand our language and try to, find a way to read it away from our language. It might never be like one person wants to try to pull us away from our language. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we get the Babylonian characters. Now, the reason why it's called the Assyrian is because the Assyrian knew they did the same thing. The Assyrians called the Babylonian characters, and then they came up with some weird where they end up taking our sounds or whatever, and then adding extra sounds to it, and then we get these characters, we get the same pattern, and but the only thing that's different is special characters added on. And then once it makes it all the way to Amalek or the Israeli people, then when you get all these comments, and then the other special characters then you add on to it, and then boom, you get Yiddish. I'm telling you. Let's just be glad that, that Moab and, they counterparts. And let's just be glad that they didn't take our language. Because Chinese already was crazy as it is. Japanese already was crazy as it is. If they would have got a hold of our language and added on to this crazy stuff right here, I would have been for World War III to start early. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even want to look at it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's important that we keep our language that you learned the last class, last lifelong ago. We keep that and we make sure we stay strong in that. Because if we let it slip out of our hands again, when we forget it, this might be all we have left go off of it. And we don't want to do that. Because then, say Christ come back, and all we have to communicate to him is because we write characters out something. And if this is what we have to write, it's going to be an issue. Because there was a time we almost got exterminated because we lost our language at some point in time. You mix it in with the Midianites tonight, yeah, you make them the Midianite people, right? As far as what's language, like I remember when I believe it was Christ that came back. And he seemed like our people wasn't really speaking the Hebrew how they was at first. And they done mixed in with our with the Midianites, I believe the Midianites that they mixed in with. And it was like almost dead set that all of those gonna get wiped out. You get what I'm saying? Because it's seeing how far we've fallen from who we are as a people. That's why it's important that when we teach a lot of guys learn it. Even though this is the oppressive language, they still give you a hand. You gotta learn this to be able to break down, read in the mirror, be able to teach people your original. So really I kind of do back if you really just think about it. Because I really should talk to this first and then re-engineer it and break it down and pull out our character. But I take so much pride in our characters that I was just gonna wipe this away. I'm just gonna wipe it away, but I can't do it because Lord won't let it. That's just it. You know? So you write those special characters down and remember the rule of thumb is what was the rule of thumb for these special characters? Stop they go at the end of the sentence. At the end of the word. At the end of the word, right? Most times, but it's so I get it. Yeah, do they go at the end of any word? Or is it like any word any word that's played out, they're gonna use characters. Like every character gonna be used. What if a noun was at the end of that word, this would be at the end of that word. If the title or whatever was at the end of that word, that's just how it is. Like the same thing with last one. So so as long as that sound again, it's gonna use a special character. Right. Exactly. No matter how weird it looks, you have to write like it. When you read the news article about what's going on over there across the seas, you have to differentiate this from this and know that these are two totally different sounds and that they belong at the end because it makes sense based off of that, based off of what they create. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. It's just weird. You know what I'm saying? That's something you just never want to partake in. Or what? Now, let's see if I can get it to you know what I'm saying? Do you still got to know for the Syrian? The Syrian? Yeah, for the Syrian. For just learn. Okay. basically, what's the good, the good word I both have to be applied. See if you could actually find it. Even though I'm pretty sure you probably don't want to retain it, but I don't actually work. You have to put this practice. But so, the method, what I want to do first, no, I want to go through words. I know they're going to go through it. You try to think what word today you express correctly. Mm, Assyrian, I don't believe it's a word. Like, it's a word for it. And then you gave like I wouldn't just recommend it as it's crazy. Uh, all right, you have now you come from South Bender. Well, he word for gentleman is benevolent. So that the word we're gonna use. That is the Hebrew word for salvation. But yeah, definitely. Yep. So and this has been Hebrew. Right? And you went around in the series. But take it over. The one small with a hand get action too. And it's just saying all that. Lost my bad that you had to learn that require like a teacher. Most of the time, it's going to try out. Try to get that short. Gotta handle it sometime. Most of the time. So that's a perfect word to use for this even make the test out of this period. And I almost feel like I'm saying you were but at the same time, you gotta do it. Because that's how you gotta make mistakes. And you don't make mistakes, most times right. You make mistakes still most times right, because that's where you learn. You never know mistakes. So so you don't know now, just take this water. Even your notes, let's say running with the issue. And up under here, you remember like the left. See what we got. Yeah. You see that you got a spar, you got a spar, you gotta get ready. Like I'm shut up to myself. But yeah, for tell you, Assyrian is crazy. Right. Yeah. I already wrote when he was like, yeah, I might tell something wrong. Either you sort of tell a little bit. I that way on computer those when you write a special character. So nobody try to name. If you got the right character we need it's 2 times. That's too short. I feel it. It's really you okay, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not as right. Basically like before the game, but you know, if you use your original characters from the real Hebrews, I was going to look at it. So I'd rather go back and all those characters. In this season. Yep. So I feel, but I'm not that very secret rich and we can oh, and this is very well again. I gotta do it. Yeah, right. Still making mistakes. Yeah, yeah, okay. He's a man. Shit, yeah, he's a me. Yeah, yeah, clear the hell like a yeah. Yeah, don't. Yeah, do that. Yeah. It's just no way, it's just no way. I tell that theory be crazy, man. I told you, I know get the bounce. I like that box crazy. You doing it, that's right, bro. What's happening? I take you to actually write the character into this series character yourself, and you realize how horrible you know the language you use. That feels sure, you know. Nope. No. Ooh. You see what I knew you were gonna do that. Pop quiz type shit. Yeah. Yeah. Scared. I said what you want to ask, man. Scared. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. That's how you write it. Hey, yo. That's how you write it. Then look at that. That's crazy, right? Yeah. 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 Look at that. You can see the difference. You see how our language it makes sense. It stands strong. It's simple. There's nothing to be changed. But when it comes to this, it's just like it's really, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. It looks like an attempt. Yeah, exactly. I don't know enough about the Hebrew yet to say that it's a good right attempt, but it looks like an attempt. It doesn't look as the holes. It's not aged. You know what I'm saying? It's not until you can see even in the difference in characters. You can tell which one been around longer. These are his characters, but then as soon as you get to these, well, it looks entirely different and you know it hasn't been around too long. That's another side of that. Exactly. Like, it's not solid, it's not sound. How it should be. Yeah. That's all. Friend. So how do you feel about the series? You know, it's a language. Like it definitely, it definitely, it's got personality. You know, I wouldn't say it's got the same kind of personality as the Hebrew. You know what I would say? But I hear it to the point. Yeah, like straight to the point. Now, I'm not saying you have to do because you know what I'm saying? I was, saying that, but me personally, I exactly. I know. So this right here is you. And I look at this. Yeah, I get this. I get this whole. You know what I'm saying? What? So I get shot. What I can say is that the Assyrian was simply released. I can tell that it's a result of appropriation, collaboration to appropriate and try and make something out of something else. Exactly. It doesn't look sovereign. It was acting like it was. It looks like it was invented. It doesn't look like it was made. Say that. And usually, what I'm gonna do is you can see the TV screen pretty all right. I'm gonna pull up with a Syrian character, but like it's gonna trip you out. I believe that the Bible, which is, I'm gonna share it with the class as well. That way they can see how crazy this is. I want to share this monstrosity. And just go, yeah, we can do Exodus 15. All right, let's see. Lord, the man of war, Lord, name the tools. This right here is Assyrian. It has cold mirrors, right? That all of this is Assyrian. That's what you see on that board. Now, when you add everything else, To pull up. Man, they weird. God, I'm trying to pull up that language. Mm. See, this is supposed to be the Assyrian, right? But what happened was this right here got mixed in with the Hebrew and the Babylonian characters, and that's where you get stuff like this from. And then when you add, because the Israeli language is really Assyrian. You get what I'm saying? All of this is Assyrian. They try to market it as Hebrew, but you see how the basis of it came strictly from the Assyrian, right? But the characters itself are Babylonian, which is super ancient. This is right. This is what I mean. Commits and stuff. You see these little dots? This is how they write it to this day. I don't know why they try to act brand new. You know what I'm saying? But this right here is where you get the O's, the U's, the E's, and all the other sounds that was never part of the original Hebrew. That's where you get it from. This is right here is the product of Assyrian, Babylonian to the Amalek, all just taking our language and just compressing it until this right here just pops out. That's just crazy, right? This is what you want to avoid because this right here confuses people. So, so you said Assyrian, Babylonian, and what? Amalek. By Amalek, that's Israeli, right? They actual name, but the actual name is Amalek. You know what I'm saying? The biblical names are their true names. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what you get out of it right there. You know what I'm saying? It was something else I wanted to show you as well. For example, like Kanye, he had an apology letter to the Amalek. See if I can pull that up. Maybe they might make it hard because they try to say it's anti-Semitic. Let's just say Hebrew, but they're gonna say it's Hebrew, right? Let's just say Kanye West Hebrew apology letter. This would have been his apology letter. That's Assyrian. Exactly. That's not. But you see why we had to learn Assyrian? For example, this right here, that that na, and that ya, that's anya, I, or I am, right? And this right here is a ma, that's a ta, that's a na, that's a taza, and that's a la, right? All this whole thing right here is everything I just talked to you. He comprised all of this. You know what I'm saying? You see some familiar words like Iowa, call. You know what I'm saying? You see all of this, right? He used all of this to sell out that he even went as far as to even I don't know if he used AI, I don't know if he used whatever, but he used all of this to be able to try to apologize to them. They shot the apology down, but guess what? The only reason the UPK was the only one that was able to understand exactly what his apology letter was saying other than them is because we know it because they stole it and we just simply just put the characters to the characters. Oh, this is what they stole. We re-engineer it, break it down, and we can still understand it. That's why it's important for you to understand the Assyrian. It's crazy. And then when you translate it out, it's like a real deep apology, and they still shut it down. But you see how it was easy for him to find the Syrian before he could find the Hebrew. That's another reason why it's important for us to know the Hebrew. You get what I'm saying? And still learn the Assyrian characters, so we able that as a teacher to like this, it's really this. But with different characters. As long as we have to use this to even teach or to even like break something down, it's because this is what you're able to find for you to find your own language. Because this like it took you. Yeah, I believe I had a whole class. What note was it? No, it was a cardiology. I believe that had the class. Yeah, cardiology had class before we got the kind of was popular. And we was able to break it down. Why everybody was like, I don't understand what he said, but he like at least he knew figured out their language to be able to apologize to him. And we sat there and broke down the apology, read it out, and it correlated literally with what he was saying, and it was able to be clean. Because we took something that we got took from us, learned something that you took it from us, and best that they, you know what I'm saying? We used this to break it down, or I was able to actually translate. That's why it's important to know it, because if you don't find this, you find this, just give you this. To get that, use that, convert, if it's right down, you can turn conversion that, yes. File. Levels. The different levels. Yeah. So it's weird. Like you follow, you really follow me, right? Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Coming out one clock. Yeah. But I love the Hebrew because like it opens up more doors. You see the world from a whole nother angle. You know what I'm saying? You see how we was able to even just sit right there and just able to put that knowledge in real use in real time. So you gotta imagine those news tabloids and the news articles that's going on about World War III across the seas. I mean like everybody else might not understand it, but guess what understand what's going on over here? If these characters pop up. Clicks. The UP characters. Is that you get what I'm saying? That's very important. Very important. You know what I'm saying? But with that, I'm going ahead and end class. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't want the class to be short, but it gotta be. But next week we'll start doing numbers. We're gonna do a crash course about the Hebrew alphabet, then we're gonna learn our number. From 1 all the way to 100K. Because if you get to 100K, you get it. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm just learning it right now. But give your heads up. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna knock all these down. No different than how we did learn our ABC 1, 2, 3 for your mind like sponge. So it's best time to learn your oh my God on the pies. And then your card, Shanyara, Shalas. You get what I'm saying? It's important. All right. And so on and so forth, right? So by that being said, for the Assyrian case, I went west onto the 5th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Juliana. We're not affiliated with any wicked religion, any type of Christianity, Pan-Africanism, Muslim, Judaism. We're not affiliated with any groups, no candy canes, no purples, no tree huggers, anything like that. We're not affiliated with any of that stuff. We're just the FGK under command Juliana. If you do not know who we are, you do know now. If you need to look us up by any means or need to find a school in your respective zone, go to isupk.com and that'll be my time. Shalom.